But institutionally, they've set up the system mainly to be resistant to popular movements. And actually, I think I should expand on this, which is one of the themes of the book. I think they were really scared by the 60s, that level of mobilization. We've now come to think of the 60s as this failure. But a sign of just how successful the resistance in the 60s is that they've still largely organized much of what they do for fear of starting something like that again. They've organized wars to be protest-proof. For 30 years, they didn't have major ground combat at all. Once they did, all they could think about is how will we get over the Vietnam syndrome? How will we make sure that there are a number of body bags? They had all these calculus that there is not going to be protest. These guys are thinking about how to set off social movements all the time, how to offset the possibility. And I think that there's an irony here. Again, this is one of the arguments I make, that in a way, just our potential for revolt and that sort of inchoate, not quite articulated rebelliousness you see in all that default, for example, is itself bringing the system down. They're so terrified that's going to coalesce that, by some estimates, 1/4 of all labor done in America today is what they call guard labor. Labor which is basically, security, managerial, supervising people, keeping people in line, or doing things to terrify people in one way or another. That's why you have security guards everywhere. That never used to be the case here. It's extraordinarily expensive. So, in order to prevent any sort of mass movement, they're themselves bankrupting and destroying capitalism. So we have this paradoxical situation where the one victory they've won is they managed to convince us that no resistance is possible and no other system is possible. But the cost of doing so is they've destroyed the system. It's crumbling before us. There are only victories. We can't imagine anything else.